Alright, I'm gonna try this one more time. I've I keep trying to make this video. I've been wasting this whole afternoon. I keep having technical difficulties. I'm just trying to do a simple, stupid, frickin' update. If there's anybody even still watching these, because the the previous videos are like unbearable. They're like nauseating to watch with the camera shake. Like I got mechanic hands. Like they're just trashed. My wrists are junk. I have nerve damage, and I can't hold one of these things steady at all. So I got a gyro to hold the damn camera now. So it's a whole lot more fluid, and hopefully the video quality goes up from this point forward, because I don't know how I don't know how you guys watched them, because I couldn't watch them. It would just make me sick. So I'm still getting used to the controls on this thing, but so bear with me if I keep going up when I'm supposed to go down. I took a little bit of polish to this manifold before this one's installed permanently now, and I was amazed how little bit of work it took to clean that manifold right up, and it's all smudged up right now. You actually wipe it down and like it looks chrome. I was impressed how little work it took to do that. I built these little, well, I built one of these. I got to do one for the other side, but I just split the outlet away from the manifold and found washers that were the same OD. I had to cut the ID out a little bit with a plastic cutter, and then put a piece of pipe in there and an O2 bung, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. It's probably going to get a little bit warm because it's not water jacketed, so it's going to have to get wrapped or have a heat shield or something around it, but I figured it was a quick, kind of easy way to get O2 sensors in this thing, because it should run pretty good right out of the gate with two upstream sensors and then mass airflow. It will obviously need dialed in down the road, but it should run good enough. I played with a lot of different spark plug wires and all the factory ones, all the different lengths, and none of them fit. I had to order these aftermarket. These ones got a 45-degree boot on them, and they're still too long. So I think I'm going to try and get a hold of the company and see if they make this set in a little bit shorter, so this one's not really laying hard on the dipstick tube. It's a dipstick tube out of an F body. But otherwise, they're perfect. They fit really well. It's almost like a Ford small block type of boot. But yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it's got the motor plates on it. Obviously, it's got the Corvette balancer on the front and the F-body oil pan on the bottom, so the motor's all shrunk down to the size it's going to be. The fuel filter, which is a pretty cool, this company on eBay makes them with -6 right on them now. You don't even have to get the adapters, no O-rings, nothing, which is kind of cool. So this is going to be literally hard plumbed right to the front of the fuel rail. And then I'm going to use, this gentleman told me, or turned me on to this factory Volvo Penta fuel module, which is cool. It solves a bunch of stupid issues that come from the Coast Guard regulation, where you got to have the pump within 12 inches of the motor. Well, high pressure pumps have kind of a hard time pulling, so this module incorporates a low pressure pump here and a high pressure pump here, and a low pressure pulls through the filter and pulls from the tanks, same as a carbureted engine basically. So you get a simple connection to the boat, and then it pumps it into a well that has a float switch on the very top of it with a little emissions fitting that goes to your intake. The float switch closes when that well fills up full of fuel. And then you got fittings on either side of the outside of the well, because there's a jacket around the outside of that fuel well that that you run lake water in to cool the fuel before it goes into the high pressure pump. And then you got a return that comes back into the well. And obviously I'll have a return coming back down from the Corvette filter regulator. I can run it into there, or I can run it back to the tanks and keep the fuel even colder yet. So this is a slick unit. Like, this isn't the good one. This isn't the actual Volvo one. This is the Chinese replacement. So it's a lot cheaper, but obviously, but you can. I'll probably see if I can get away with running this piece of crap for a while, because they do sell these pumps individually now. They're serviceable, so I could keep one of each of these in the boat. Maybe even keep another fuel filter in the boat for pretty cheap. And we'll just have to see if these things are burning up like crazy, and there's no issues with the temperature of the fuel, then I'll just have to hunt around and get the Volvo one, but the motor will already be set up for it. And I wanted to, I was going to mount that thing. Let's see here. Do this without dropping it. I wanted to mount this like right here. So just bolt it right to the front of the motor. That's how it is in its factory application. If you look at the Volvo Penta stern drive motors that they're used on. And this side of the harness is all done, and most of the sensors are all picked up except for the crank position. I did a real simple little drain on this side. That's the original drain plug that I just drilled and tapped for pipe and put a ball valve in it. The other side's going to be a little bit trickier to do because the starter and the crank position and the dipstick tube are all right in the way, so I'm going to hard pipe that one down in between the block and the starter and put a valve on the end of it where it's accessible. It's just a little bit trickier. And we're putting the PCM and everything that the engine needs to run on the motor, including the fuel pump, obviously. These brackets will be isolated with rubber where they attach to the mid plate back here. But the idea was trying to simplify the connection to the boat. That's what this terminal will be, as much as physically possible. Make it just as easy to hook up to a boat as a carburetor. So far I got keyed hot, serial data, check engine, and tack signal. Then you'll have oil pressure, water temp, and then you have your starter signal wire that'll go to this block. There's your starter relay and fuse, and there's the ignition relay and the fuel pump relay, and then all the fuses for the engine harness. This is just a ground bus. Instead of having a bunch of ground splices inside the harness in random places, I'm running everything that needs to be ground back to this bus. The O2s, the mass airflow, PCM's got 3 grounds, this fuse panel's got a few grounds, and the OBD2 diagnostics connector right here has got a couple more grounds. So I can keep track of them better, I guess. I don't know. It kind of simplifies the wiring harness, but it's nice having the PCM right here, because you can, and having the intake on backwards, because I can pick up like everything. Like there's your map sensor, there's your idle air control, TPS, your cam positions up under here, your knock sensors are up under here, and then you get your mass airflows right here. So it'll be a real simple, easy to work with wire and harness. Still got to get this exhaust manifold on. Got a broken off screw in it that I got to get out. Man, that's might be about it. It's coming together here. I'm going to try and run this thing on one of those storage and little engine storage stands. I bought a couple of extra ones, one of them for that motor, and then I can throw this thing on it when it's ready to run it here, which should be shortly. Just dropped that one hose off the fuel module down into a bucket of gas, and we'll be hooking up like 2 wires to that terminal back there, and then you just bump the starter signal terminal and it should fire it up. I'm hoping. This I've never heard this engine run. This is a complete gamble on this one. I paid $200 for this engine, so if it don't run, it wouldn't surprise me a bit, but I've been having really good luck with these motors. So I don't want to keep trailing on because for some reason my videos keep cutting out on me right when I'm just getting ready to shut them down. I don't know what the hell the problem is, but it's the reason I've did this attempted to do this video so many times. But so yeah, I'll be working on the hull here shortly, and then the pump is all sandblasted, and I guess I can talk about that stuff in a different video, kind of unrelated. So yeah, that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching.